Hey everybody, Allison from Main Street Mayhem here, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video for you. We're starting this video off bright and early. This is going to be a travel with me to Disneyland video. I had a really cool opportunity come up. I'm going to get to go to Disneyland for a few days, and I wanted to bring you guys with me. So come along. We're going to head to the airport now. Let's go.
So when we go on our trips, we typically like to use the Philadelphia airport because it's closest to us. We like to look at the economy lot for our parking, which you can see some of the information above. It's typically only $15 a night for a 24-hour time frame. As you can see, we have a photo of the map there. It also comes with other perks like jump-starting your battery if your battery dies, which we kind of didn't know about, so that's a pretty unique feature there. But this is Allison making her way over to the inside of the airport to check in for her flight.
Alright, got through security very, very quickly. Some of the perks of flying so early in the morning. So, what we're gonna do for this trip is I'm flying out of Philly. I'm flying on Southwest. And then we have a layover in Denver for about an hour. And then we're gonna fly into San Diego. So I've got some really cool things coming up with that. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too, because it's a little bit of a different option for you if you wanted to fly in for like Anaheim, Disney, even Universal area, I guess. So I can't wait to show you that. I'm super excited. So now we're just gonna sit here and wait for a little bit and get ready to fly.
So while Allison is in the air making her flight to Denver, we thought it'd be a good idea to discuss the new assigned seating policy at Southwest. So starting January 27, 2026, Southwest will be implementing their new assigned seating policy where, at booking, you can determine which fare you would like to choose. The basic fare does not allow you to choose your seat and will give you your assigned seat at check-in for your flight. The choice fare allows you to choose a seat behind the exit row to sit. The choice preferred fare allows you to choose a standard seat or a preferred seat, which is above the exit row. And the choice extra allows you to pick a seat labeled with extra legroom. The cheapest fare will be the basic fare and will increase with each tier you go up. This allows for a bit more control over the cost and comfort for your trip.
Alright, made it to Denver. Now on to San Diego. That flight was not even full. There was like 60 open seats, so that was so comfortable. Loved it. Very little turbulence, like a little bit. And the gate for my connecting flight was only 8 gates away from where we parked. So it was perfect. On San Diego.
So while Allison is on her way to San Diego, we wanted to talk about Southwest's new baggage policy that they implemented. So their new policy states that you do still get the personal and carry-on bag for free. The first checked bag is $35 and your second checked bag is $45. You also cannot purchase these bags ahead of time. You have to purchase them upon arrival to the airport, and you must use a normal card. You cannot scan, you cannot prepay, you cannot use your phone. You have to use a regular debit or credit card to purchase these bags.
Alright, so we made it out to baggage claim. I have claimed my luggage, and now we're gonna go hunt for a shuttle. It's called the San Diego Flyer. and it's a free courtesy shuttle that leaves the San Diego airport every 20 minutes or so and goes over to the Old Town Transit Center, which is one of the big Amtrak stations in town. They're doing some construction around the entrance of the airport right now, but we're gonna go take our little walk over and find the shuttle.
We have a couple of notes that Allison wanted to share with you all. The San Diego airport is a smaller sized airport with only 2 terminals that does have a couple of restaurants close to the baggage claim area or check-in area. The walkway to the San Diego Flyer, located near the parking shuttles, was very easy to find signage for, and was only about a 5-minute walk from the main exit. There was a lot of construction around, as you can see with the footage, so the exact route might change in the future, but the signage was very easy to follow, so hopefully that would continue in the future. The San Diego Flyer seems to run about every 25 to 30 minutes from the stop, and it is completely free and handicap accessible with a luggage rack. The specific stop will take you to the Old Town Transit Center.
So once you find the signage, it's not too bad. I've never really dealt with Amtrak stations before, so it's probably about the same as everywhere else. But we're taking the pedestrian underpass. There is a big ramp. That's what we're using, so I don't have to carry my luggage. But we're gonna head under the tracks to head over to hop on the Pacific Surfliner. I'm super excited. Alright, so far that was pretty decent to navigate. The ramps are long though, so if you had a ton of rolling luggage, the ramps are going to feel a lot longer than they are. So one thing I do want to mention is when you're waiting at the station, there's a few benches, but there's not a ton of seating. So if you get here early like I did, I believe our train's not for about another half an hour or so. If you get here early, there's not a ton of places to sit. However, thankfully, right now the benches look like they're empty. So I might just go sit down for a bit and wait for our train. One thing I would like to mention is the benches are out in the direct sun. Now, thankfully, they're not too burning hot because they are metal benches. But if you want shade, there's only standing shade. They have like a couple little stops with some roofs on them. But other than that, you're out in the direct sunlight. There's signage, but there's not a ton of signage. So I'm sitting here. I'm kind of hoping I read the sign right and we're in the right spot. Because I booked a business class ticket and it said that's down here where I'm seated. So hopefully we got the right spot.
The Pacific Surfliner is an Amtrak train that runs along the coast of California from as far south as San Diego and as far north as San Luis. There are two types of tickets, coach and business class. Both coach and business class allow guests to bring 2 personal items including backpacks and purses, as well as 2 carry-on type bags. For this trip, Allison was able to bring on a 24-inch size rolling suitcase that would typically be checked on an airplane with no difficulties. Specific sizes and dimensions can be found on the Pacific Surfliner website. In terms of pricing, prices will vary depending on your destination. For this specific trip, Allison's price range was $30 for coach or $44 for business, which allowed for guaranteed seating, complimentary snacks and drinks, and extra legroom.
So as Tyler mentioned before, the business class ticket comes with some complimentary drinks and snacks. So apparently in the morning, it comes with coffee and tea and juice, as well as pastries from a local bakery, which we thought was super, super cool. For riders traveling in the afternoon, it usually comes with a snack pack, such as the one Allison is showing you. This also comes with a soft drink, glass of wine, or a 12-ounce can of lager. As well as all of these complimentary goodies, they also have an onboard market cafe, which serves fresh sandwiches and salads, as well as other snacks, sweets, and cocktails. And now enjoy Allison's munchie montage. So while Allison is finishing up her train ride, there are a few other things we wanted to mention about this train service. First, the train is handicap and wheelchair accessible, and service animals are allowed on the train. The whole bottom floor is reserved specifically for individuals that cannot do the staircase to get up to the second floor, so they have that reserved space to be inclusive to everybody's needs. Also, Allison's trip from San Diego to the Anaheim station was about 2 hours long, just to give you a time frame on how long you may possibly be on this train for your commute. We wanted to bring the possibility of using the Pacific Surfliner to you to give you another option for your trip in terms of the commute. It might be more financially plausible to do this method of transportation as opposed to spending all of your money on an expensive like Uber trip or Lyft trip. And on top of all of that, our flights going into San Diego were much cheaper than the closer airports to the Disneyland area. So just keep that in mind and research a little bit more when you're booking your trip.
All right, everybody, I made it over to the Arctic station, which is the Anaheim Regional Transportation Center, and I had a blast today. I don't know, there was something just different about flying into San Diego. I've never been in that airport before. It's a very nice, easily manageable airport, especially if you're not used to flying. It's not too bad. And then we took the San Diego Flyer over from the airport to the Old Town Transportation Center and hopped on the Pacific Surfliner Amtrak train to come up to Anaheim. And it's super nice because the train stops right in Anaheim. So behind me here, behind the building, you can't even see it. I can see the Honda Center. That's how close we are to Disneyland. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in an Uber and I'm going to take that over to the hotel I'm staying at tonight. However, what you can do is if you use the Pacific Surfliner to go to Anaheim, online on their offers page, you can see the details. If you show them your Amtrak ticket, you can get, I believe, a discounted fare to take one of the art buses over to Disneyland itself. We're not going straight to the parks though, and I don't want to hop from bus to bus, so I'm just going to take an Uber. But that is an option if you are not heading to a hotel. If you just want to take the train up here to go to the parks, that is also an option. But I had a blast. I hope this showed you guys a little bit of that kind of experience. I think we're going to be doing this again. I want to take the boys on that train. It was so beautiful, so peaceful, so relaxing, and just the way to end our transportation journey out here today. All right. Remember, guys, I'm Allison from Main Street Mayhem, and I hope you guys remember to stay chaotic. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.